If you've ever written a piece of code, I bet you know this feeling. You have this simple idea, right? But then it just spirals. It turns into this tangled web of logic. Well, today, we're going to map out a clear path through all that complexity. We're going to look at a surprisingly simple tool that can help you steer clear of some of the most common and honestly most frustrating logic traps out there.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Just staring at the screen, scrolling through endless conditions and if statements, trying to figure out why your perfectly logical code is giving you totally illogical results. It really does feel like you've built a maze for yourself and then just gotten completely lost inside it. And you know this quote? It just hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of the issue. See, we humans, we think in nuances, in concepts. But a computer, it follows instructions with this absolute, literal, step-by-step precision. And it's in that gap, that space between our intuition and the computer's rigid process, that's where so many bugs are born.
So, who's the main culprit in this logic trap? Well, it's often one of the very first things we learn as programmers, the good old if-else statement. It's incredibly powerful, for sure, but when you start overusing it or nesting them too deep, that's when it can become a real source of chaos. And the problems they can cause are, well, they're significant. As you pile on more and more conditions, the code just gets harder and harder to manage. Those deeply nested blocks become a breeding ground for subtle errors. And trying to debug them, oh man, it's an absolute nightmare. You end up with this bloated, redundant code that even you will have trouble understanding a month from now. So that brings us to the key question, right? Instead of just diving headfirst into the code and trying to wrestle with the logic as we go, what if? What if we could map everything out first? What if we had a blueprint? Well, that blueprint totally exists, and it's the humble but incredibly powerful flowchart. Think of it as a tool for visualizing your entire process and all your logic before you ever commit it to syntax. It helps you spot those tricky issues way early in the game. At its core, that's really all a flowchart is. It's a diagram, but its real power lies in turning an abstract sequence of logical steps into something you can actually see, something tangible and super easy to follow. And this is where their value truly shines. By mapping out the entire flow, you can literally trace every single possible path your logic can take. You can spot dead ends, you can find infinite loops, you can see flawed conditions before they ever have a chance to become bugs in your application. Okay, so how do we actually build one? Well, like any language, you gotta start with the alphabet. Flowcharts use a really simple, standardized set of symbols, and each one represents a different kind of action. These simple shapes create a universal language for logic. You've got the oval, which is your start and end point. The parallelogram shows where data is either coming in or going out. The rectangle represents a process, an action being performed. And then there's the diamond, which is the crucial one. That's your decision point where the flow can branch off. And of course, the arrows connect everything and show you which way the logic is flowing. All right, let's see how these symbols come together in a real-world example. We're going to take a super common programming task and map it out visually, step by step. The process for making one is really straightforward. First, you just need to clearly define the problem you're trying to solve. Second, you think about which symbols you're going to need for each step. And third, you just connect them all together in a logical sequence. That's it. Okay, let's trace this one together. We start at the start oval. First step is to get our data, so we follow the arrow to input value num. Next step, we hit our big decision diamond. Is num modulo 2 equal to 0? Now, if the answer is yes, we follow that path down to print even. If it's no, we go the other way to print odd. See how clear that is? Both paths then come back together and lead us to the final stop oval. Every single step, every possible outcome is laid out visually. There's no guesswork involved. So now that we see how it's done, let's talk about the real-world payoff. I mean, why should you actually take the time to do this before you start coding? Honestly, this little bit of planning pays off in so many ways. Flowcharts are a fantastic way to explain your logic to a teammate. They act as that perfect blueprint to guide your coding. And what about when a bug does pop up? You can go right back to the chart and see exactly where the logic might have gone off the rails. Plus, and this is a big one, they serve as amazing documentation for anyone who needs to understand your code later, including your future self. Ultimately, this is the biggest win right here. That huge, overwhelming, complex problem, it suddenly becomes a series of simple, connected, and totally manageable steps. It brings order to the chaos and turns what could have been a logic maze into a clear, easy-to-follow map. So the next time you're staring down a tricky set of conditions, before you write a single if statement, maybe just grab a whiteboard or a piece of paper. Map it out first. It could literally save you hours of debugging later on. So the real question is, what complex problem are you going to map out first?